Hi, I'm Scott Kinville, and welcome to Put a Mic in It, right here on the Studio Podcast or Studio 25 Podcast Network. I'm Scott Kinville, and we have got an awesome show lined up for you. Before I bring our guests in, though, I want to bring in my trusty sidekick and producer, Six-String Dave Warner.
Yeah, that's a good name. Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Well, we could just do a show centered around you alone.
We could, yeah. Now I'm going to have to add, because we got a big group here today, I'm going to have to add a fourth camera to even see me on camera. So you notice I'm not on camera.
You're right.
But the voice, it's here.
It's just like the Phantom of the Opera.
It really is.
All right, well, like I said, we have got an awesome show lined up for you. We got a lot of guests here in the studio, so I want to get going. Today, we have got Carson Murphy and Tucker's Grog with us. Thanks for coming in, guys. We really appreciate it. How you been?
Thanks for having us.
Fabulous. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. So to start off, I think the easiest way to do this, I'm going to go around the table and have you guys introduce yourselves.
All right. I'm Carson Murphy. I'm from Mohawk, live in Dodgeville now, singer-songwriter, and I'll let Meg go. Gonna have to turn it, yep.
Okay. My name's Meg Hartman. I'm also from Dodgeville. I play the banjo.
Kim Sluzarzik. I'm from Remsen, and I play the upright bass.
Hi, Scott Hartman. Guitar, mandolin, fiddle, harmonica. That's about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're going to be easy because you're Scott. I'll be able to remember that one. Tim, you screwed me up because you got Kurt on your shirt. So,
yeah. So what does that really mean?
And, of course, we got Meg and Carson. Of course, it's always nice to talk to a fellow Mohawkian because I, of course, am from Mohawk. So, anyways, tell us a little bit about this because I know, Carson, you've been doing like a lot of individual work, but this is a collaboration.
Yeah, I think I can make sure I'm close enough to the headphones, ditch them, or close enough to the microphone. But, yeah, I've been doing the music thing by myself for a while, gigging. That's all I do. That's my job. And I met Scott and Meg 2.5 years ago now, and I didn't really know much about bluegrass or anything really. I realized how freaking cool it was.
Right.
And
you can say fucking kick ass.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
oh, okay. Cool. Okay. All right. Well,
just add a little thing in there.
And started jamming with them. Really, it was just super organic. Like we met each other at gigs. They did open mics that I hosted.
We ran into you a long time before I got to play with you.
We realized that in hindsight that we actually met before we even realized it.
Then I was like, "Who's this Carson Murphy cat?" He's like, I keep hearing about him. I'm like, I got to meet him. Then I saw him. I'm like, and then we ended up, sitting in at Arthur's or something.
Yes. Yeah.
I first started the jam.
Yes. I played for the last couple of years at Arthur's every Wednesday with Ari Marucci, and we were doing that for a bit, and we started to kind of hint at we got a jam, man, and then the final time it just happened. It was like, you want to just sit in right now, and it kind of spurred the moment, and then they only live around the block from me, so just finding my way over there, and it was just organic because we would just sit and play music, like it wasn't coming out of us, and then I started to realize, because I love writing songs, that's what I want to do. And I started to realize, like, we're incubating a project together. And, like, I'd say then we met Tim in January of this past year. And because we started to realize we want to write these songs and get these songs, get this thing made to represent our sound. And we were like, it's not right if we don't have the upright bass. Like we're flirting with this, we're fucking with this bluegrass thing.
We had severe bottom end.
We like the tunes. Yeah, like we like the tunes. Like we got to give them the best chance they can and the full sound.
Sure.
Like the full sound. So same kind of thing, honestly, with Tim. Like we had been like kind of on each other's radar for a couple of years, I would say. He contacted me one time to be honest, he contacted me before my brain was attuned to like the bluegrass sound so where like when he first reached out to me saying he plays upright bass, he likes what I did. I was kind of like, I don't think upright bass is cool. You know what I mean? Like, to be totally honest, like at the time, like I was not like it was like that cool. It was more like, I don't get where that will fit in with what I'm like doing. I'm going to see it. Sure. And Overall, to be honest, a big like the bluegrass country thing, I'm going just like that's what's happening in a lot of the part of the country and the world. Oh, I knocked down our new.
Well, we're going to talk about that too. Don't you worry about a perfect chance for a shameless plug right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that. But same kind of thing. Like with country tunes, I kind of feel like when I was younger, would just hear old Western mute country classics, and I'm like, I didn't get it yet. My brain wasn't tapped in, and it was like every bass line is doom doom,
right,
same thing. And now I'm on the path of trying to be the songwriter thing.
Right.
You know, that's what I love to do.
I bet your bass
make
guy doesn't
tunes.
agree that it's the same thing.
Right. Now I don't.
Yeah.
He's helped me see the light, and but now it's like I realize like, well, there's a reason it's like that, because it's not really, to a degree, it's not really even about the music. It's about like the medium. That's the style of like a painter has a style. Like that's the style they're working in, and then they're telling their story over that. Like, and like any songwriter, I started to realize too that I look up to, like Dan Auerbach of the Black Keys, Jack White. Like that's how I was. Like I still am into rock music and everything, but that's like at first that was more where my mind was at.
Right.
And I started to perceive even back then, like, why is Jack White going and making country records every once in a while in Nashville, this weird folk stuff? Dan Auerbach, same thing. And just more I get into different songwriters, I realize like if you're doing that, if you're not country already, at some point you're going to have a phase where you're dipping into it, because so much of songwriting history is in country music. Like,
right. Well,
it's arguably it's the genre of songwriting.
Sure.
Like lyrically wise, like focus wise, arguably. So
yeah, because people forget just how relatively young rock and roll really is.
yeah,
I mean, it really didn't start rearing its head, so to speak, like until the late 50s, whereas country music has been around since, let's face it, just about as long as American.
they were the
Americana
stars and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Electric guitars took the place of banjos.
Right.
Really, that's
right.
the down.
Exactly.
Banjos took downfall or backslide.
Yeah.
Guitars.
And it's it's funny how like you mentioned, a lot of artists are now starting to branch out into different genres. You see that more and more. Like we were talking earlier, Scott. Now.
Yeah.
Of course, you were into metal. You were in Terminal Rain with Joe Femular, who was just on our last episode with Barroom Neon Project, right? Yeah. And they're more of like a sound like you guys got, like a softer, like a bluegrass sound kind of thing. So, I mean, the guy who's seen Pantera twice, so what a swing, going from Pantera to now playing bluegrass. But it's awesome all the same.
Yeah, music knows no boundaries.
Exactly.
I love classical music in my truck because I hate talkie-talkie, morning radio or whatever.
Right.
So it's music, boundless.
Oh, and it's relaxing too. It just kind of helps you clear your head a little bit. It's really awesome. So yeah, so you guys got together, neighbors, stuff like that. Now, of course, I know you guys have been playing a long time before that too. Different projects like we were talking about. Tell us a little bit about this album that we just knocked over. Matter of fact, I'm gonna
put it
right in front of the camera here.
All right, not so close. Back it up a little bit more. There you go. Right there is
All
good.
right.
It's not going to focus on it, Scott, unless you put it right in front of your face, because that's where the focus point is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's about as close as I can get.
That's all right. All right. That's good.
You can pull the vinyl right out. It's a cool, pretty looking disc.
Right. Oh wow, that is.
Oh, neat.
That is awesome.
Oh, wow.
There's two sides.
Back by you.
Yeah, I can't quite.
Yeah, hold it by you. Yeah, you're good.
And then if you turn it around,
Just like to blind lead the blind.
it's a different. I can't see the screen.
So,
This is really, really cool.
And so this one is this one's just like this one's not for sale. It's mine forever because there's a typo on it. The first one that I made, typo. It's supposed to say in the key of G. Alchemy in the key of G.
All right. So in other words,
I'm the key of G.
So in other words, when you guys become huge stars, this is going to be the rarity that somebody's going to be paying like $2 million for.
This is what we lift from their house.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The one of one.
If you live in Dowsville
at 501-75. No.
But yeah, we made this. So the cover art, actually, I made within like a month of when I moved into Dodgeville in my basement, and that's where we recorded the project 3 years later. So I had
alright.
this cover art made 3 years ago, not knowing it that I was going to choose to use it for this.
You drew that too?
It's not a drawing. It's a bunch of magazine clippings
Oh, all right.
put together to make that image. And then I took it to this UPS store. I took the collage. Like the collage, well, it's just all magazine clippings glued together on a piece of cardboard. Took it to the UPS store, scanned it, and so now it's a digital image.
Okay.
And used it as the album
That's
cover.
cool. That's
but like,
really cool.
I had it for 3 years. I made T-shirts of it just because I was like, this is just a cool image. It didn't say that. It was obviously.
Right.
I was like, so I just made 10 shirts, right? Made 10 good copies of the shirts. I was like, this is so cool. I used this company. I was like, wow, they nailed it. And then I sold those shirts, tried to get more. I put in I got 100 more shirts with all the orders that I got because they couldn't do it again. They couldn't. It was too faded. It was too small. I was like, wow, that's really bizarre. But I'm like, whatever. So there's 10 shirts of that floating around from 3 years ago that people have. But yeah,
Again, another rarity, right?
exactly. That I'm doing it on purpose.
I was going to say.
This is all planned.
We'll buy it.
There's nothing organic about this one right here in particular, right?
What's that address again?
but yeah, so that I had that made and it was sitting. I had one of the copies of it on the wall in the basement of the apartment I live in, and it's a dingy dungeon to say the least. It's not like a finished basement or anything, but we set it up my board down there, and we recorded the project right down there, and everything was done down there. It didn't go anywhere else, and then we got the things made. But yeah, that picture was just kind of sitting there when it was finally done. I was down there just like, what is the cover going to be? Had these things that had been floating around my head, and then I just saw that and I was like, I love that. I never used it really for anything. I'm like, and it's cool. I like how there's deers and monkeys in it. It's like, this is kind of like
that's definitely
righteous thing going on there. I feel like it makes sense for the way that the deers and monkey makes sense for how it sounds.
It's kind of like a picture scavenger hunt. I like that.
Yeah. I was into doing that and realizing how fun that is. This collaging thing.
Yeah,
the collaging thing.
Just being like, all right,
that's real bluegrass.
It's new wave bluegrass.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
But these guys are bringing the blue to it, and I'm bringing the grass.
Oh, there you go. All right.
And we won't go any further with that one. It's all legal now. Don't worry.
But yeah. And in the past, and we like I told you before we started talking, Scott, I got CDs made, just 20 CDs made, and we sold out of them, and now I got to put orders for more CDs. Otherwise, I would have some of those to give you without typos. But
we want the typos. Yeah, you don't understand us.
That's what I was gonna say. In the past. I've always been led to believe it's astronomically pricey to get vinyl made and impossible, and it still is pricey. But this new service that I use to get this made, a deal with the devil. No, but just this website called Kunaki.com is super easy and good for anybody who makes.
How do you even spell that?
Kunaki.
Okay.
Kunaki.
All right.
Yeah.
But
Scott's
yeah.
Well, no, because
I got my Kunaki out there in the truck.
Yeah, no, I was thinking I'm an old school wrestling fan, and there used to be, I think there was a wrestler named Funaki or something. That's what I was thinking.
I probably play off of that.
I was like, yeah, okay, all right, maybe it's his cousin that's running it or something. I don't know.
But yeah, I saw on this price it was more affordable to get them made, and they didn't. Whatever, and they don't make you make a big order. That's the big difference. They let you, if you order, like I said, I ordered one to see, and it messed up. So that's the beauty of that site. Other sites I've seen, you got to pay at least a couple $grand to get just certain amount of vinyl made. So I was led to believe okay, for some reason it's impossible to really get that. Soon. But so super stoked to do that. Really just for a memorabilia thing. We don't make much money off it. It's really just, but the CDs and the thing, it's more about just our vibe is in your house.
Right.
We've infiltrated
your house.
It's awesome.
But
that is so cool though. And I gotta tell you, I gotta ask you, how did you come up with the title of Hallelujah Don't Hurt?
That tune that we played, the first one we played for you guys, that was the first one that came out kind of after the period. Like I had said to them, we'd been jamming, Scott and Meg, and I had said like we're incubating an original thing, like starting to talk about like, you know, just like, do you guys want to do that? And just being like, do you want to collab like us together like this and put something out and put it out in the air? They gave me like the encouragement feedback that they do want to do it. So then it was just the incubation thing was really like in my head setting like in stone. And then that song was the first thing that kind of just popped out. Honestly, like a lot of times I'm just trying to write, it's just a moment of inspiration or whatever you're going to call it. And I've learned it's better to just like, you're focusing on the music and the melody. You want it to be good.
Right.
And so it's like a lot of times I'm going to back away from the mic now for this because I'm going to burst something, but it's like, oh, you don't, you know, and it's just like a lot of times I'll second guess myself.
You could have stayed in the mic for that.
I'll second guess myself a lot of times at first, but I've kind of learned that's natural. That's like my process. So like I'm getting better at like the amount of time that I'm questioning myself. Kind of, it's never gone, but it's getting smaller.
Right.
So it's like, that happens and I'm like, oh, that seems like a good melody. So now I'm like, I found the melody, but those aren't the words. It couldn't be it.
Right.
You know, it couldn't have been that easy for it to just fall out. But then it's like, no, that's pretty damn good. Like there's nothing better that I'm going to figure out than that. And like, it makes sense. I didn't even mean for it to make sense.
Yeah.
You know, like really, that's really what it's like. And it really is like, you hear every artsy, like fartsy thing songwriter say it, but it's like, you know, it wasn't me who wrote it. It's I'm a vessel, but it's really how it feels. Yeah. It doesn't even feel like I should fully be like, I came up with that idea.
Right.
You know,
right.
Like it feels like it was like popped into our head because of like what we're doing, because we're messing with something good and organic and like we're poking at this thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like it's coming like
coming alive.
It's like starting to, the more we touch it, it's just gonna start secreting all the juices out. Like, you know, like it's gonna start oozing it, and that's what it feels like.
Just can't feed it after midnight
Yeah, these guys know.
or get it wet.
That's past your bedtime, right?
Well, I'm a night walker. We're 5:30 at night to 5:30 in the morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dead. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes that bedtime theory then.
Really.
So you said it started off as Carson along with Scott and Meg. How does Tim get into the mix with this? Because, and I'll tell you, it's super cool because you don't see a lot of upright bass players anymore. So definitely want to hear about how he got in.
So yeah, like we were saying before, like we'd know each other he'd been on my radar just because like you said, there's no upright bass players. So I was like, this guy is one of the two. Like literally.
So we don't have a choice.
So yeah, and he first reached out to me because I was playing for a mutual friend's wedding, and that's when I was kind of hinting at earlier. Like he first reached out, and I saw the message late. We already know that, me and you do. Before it's worth, I saw it late anyway. But I still was like, I don't know how that would have worked. I don't know my confidence in my ability really to play with an upright bassist wasn't. I was like, I don't know, you know.
Right.
And then we had that period where the songs came out. I think 4 of them. I feel like String Bean happened like as soon as you came, like you like helped it. Like I'm saying, you helped it, us poke it, and then it was out that one. But we had the 4 of the 5 tunes finished, and we were just really figured out like, all right, what do we want to do? We do want to record them. It doesn't feel right to record them without a bass. We need to focus on getting a bassist involved.
So were you more or less focusing on just, and I don't know what the terminology, like a regular bass, I guess, is that?
No, that's what it was.
Looking for an
That's what it
upright
was. It was a time where I was like, could the regular bass work? So I had Ari Marucci, the woman who I play with every Wednesday night, and she's in my rock band. I have a rock band too, but we're not talking about that right now. But she's in that, and we play together, acoustic guitars, and I had her, lay it down with the electric bass. But it was just like nothing. Obviously, like there was nothing wrong with the way she played. It's just like the way that it sounded. I was like, all right, I'm learning now. I'm learning. Like there's a reason why the upright bass is applied in certain scenarios because it's got a different sound.
Sure.
And as soon as he came over the first time, it was just like, oh man, there it is. This
Right.
is, like, it was just like, okay, it would have been a
Eureka.
damn shame if we didn't hold out for that. You know,
Right,
it'd been like,
right.
let's just do them, without bass or with so I'm super proud of it because it just
Like Scott, I come from
Got to talk into the mic.
your background.
You got to get way into
Yeah,
the
we're
mic.
gonna
you're
be.
gonna have to hold.
Yeah,
it, maybe.
we got to play a little Jenga here.
Pull it up there. Pull it up there.
Hold it right up to you.
Right
Yeah.
up to you.
You know, I'm similar to Scott in that I come from a heavier music background, and so I started on electric and picked up the upright about 10 years ago. And it was kind of the same thing. Like I wanted one, but I didn't really understand how different it was. And so after like say,
Yeah, you can hold it like you're in the
after,
studio.
probably like 5 years of playing with the electric, I realized I don't want to play or the upright. I didn't want to play electric anymore.
Sure.
I really understood that there's a whole different sound you can get. So kind of like what Carson did. It took me a while to realize the value of it and that it's its own monster, even though it's tuned exactly the same
Right.
and can fit in the same songs. It's really its own beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, really, when you think about modern applications, by modern I say, going to 70s, 80s up to now, really the one that stands out to me anyway is the Stray Cats, of course, right? Brian Setzer, that, but they had a unique sound. I think a lot of it because they had an upright bass in there and it was different and it caught on. So
Yeah, even the roots of rock music, Elvis
Sure.
started out with an upright player. So
Yep.
it's, it's all intertwined.
yeah, you can think like Bill Haley in the Comets. You see the old videos, like on Bandstand and all that. And it's just such a cool instrument. It really is.
Yeah, it's almost like owning a used car. You really got to get used to like working
Yeah.
on it yourself and maintenance.
Right.
It's not as much set it and forget it as an electric instrument. It kind of, lives and breathes on a humid day and so migrate a little bit.
Right, exactly. And I'll tell you said used car. It's certainly not a Pinto. That's for sure.
Oh no.
So we went over the album here because we had one prop. Now I know you got another prop that you want to pull out and that you want to talk about, Carson. So let's see it. Well, there it is.
Start with this. Start with this side, and I'll just say, who do you think gave me this bucket? If you had to guess.
It's got to be somebody from Mohawk.
She is from Mohawk.
gotta
I
be.
know her real well. My mother.
Oh,
There you
Christmas
go.
present from my mom, and I'm like,
nice.
all right, that's funny. That's funny right now.
Yeah.
I'm opening it.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, do you want me to use it? Because it's gonna work, Mom. It's gonna work at the gigs. And so I was like, can you put on a censored, the family-friendly side? So then I was like, all right, so this is what I do. This is what I use. I don't think it's funny. I don't want him to be crude, so I don't ever bring it to, and I don't show that side. I think there's one time we did. I think there was one time it was like a funny kind of gig. I think I played a show that was like Redneck Fest. Like,
Right.
So I was like, this is the time to be funny. And
Yeah.
I'd like you to measure how much money you make on each
Versus-
side
that's a good
versus the
idea.
other.
I might simply have to turn it around.
I think this is the winner.
But so that's part of it. So then then I just tell them that like my mom gave me this, isn't that silly? And and then we have our little giggle about it. And then like the next show that we play was in Hamilton at Good Nature Farm Brewery. And Scott's dad was at the gig. And he's just such a sweetheart looking man.
Right,
Like this older gentleman, and is just so kind. And
He jumps up and says, "Show me your."
So he comes up, he just sees the tip bucket.
Right.
He comes up to the stage, and he's like, I'm gonna do this funny. I'm gonna do funny thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold the tip jar up, make him some money, be funny. So he grabs it and puts it above his head. We're like,
Oh, no.
We're looking at each other laughing while we're playing. He's looking back laughing. He doesn't know why we're laughing. And we're just like, we hope he doesn't turn it around. We're just seeing the show me your tips facing the bus. Luckily,
Please don't.
it was perfect. It was like perfect. It was like a perfect hoodwink thing because he didn't turn it around, and then we just saw it. We were like, oh.
Yeah,
So
almost.
yeah,
Almost.
we didn't bring this asking for anything today. All I got in here is a spoon and a harmonica.
Well,
But I got a gig later, so hopefully it'll get filled out.
Oh my God.
that is great. Speaking of gigs, where you guys got some gigs coming up?
I got a
And when?
gig in about 4 hours, but then tomorrow night. Yeah, tonight and tomorrow night private parties, and then next week I'm playing at. When will this drop?
That's up to 6 string.
That's his nickname.
Yeah. For this show.
No,
every show we do,
I'll
he's got
just
a
say
different
what we're playing.
nickname.
It's okay.
Every show, it's a different nickname. I can't even keep up with it.
That's fine. But yeah,
That's by design, by the
next
way.
Wednesday night I'll be at
Monday morning.
the Alien. Okay, cool. Next Wednesday night I'll be at the August 28th at Alien Snowdrifters from 4:30 to 6:30, an early afternoon thing, and then that Friday on the 30th I'll be at Pratt Munson, I think is now the official name of it, for they're like back to schools for the students there.
Now it'll be all 4 of you? Or is
No,
it-
that's just me, and then that's just me, and then the next night, Saturday, August 31st, we have a show, a real show, a concert.
That's a big one.
That's like, you know, like
Really looking forward to that. There's gates, and they hope they open. So if it's
it's a ticketed
on the
event.
flyer,
Is that where the bucket's going to go? By the way?
yeah, I was like, oh, this is like an event.
Hopefully, we don't even need the bucket.
We're playing it. Yeah.
But
So it's super.
yeah,
we're
that's
excited.
like the other gigs I was just saying. The Munson thing is a good gig. That's a legitimate opportunity to play my originals if I want to. But like for the most part, I'm out playing by myself to put food on my table and
Sure.
get by.
I mean, people, you would like to eat once in a while,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
exactly. That's how it is. Once in a
Hey.
while, I eat.
Yeah.
Or you could just say, "Show me your tips."
Right. I'm like, come on, one or the other. No, but
I can live off of either one.
We'll set you up with a couple spots here in Little Falls. You'll be fine.
yeah, you're not lying.
Yeah.
No, but,
no.
what were we talking about?
Where are you going to be next?
Remember when I was telling you earlier how we go off the rails from
Yeah,
time to time?
right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, so yeah, the gates open. Yeah, there's it's like $25 at the gate for the ticket, and then 20 in advance if you go to hillviewsounds.com. And we're playing, my rock band, the Lower Topa, is gonna go play an hour set of our originals, and then we're gonna play the album and a few other originals.
No
as the
kidding.
so we're doing both the rock thing and the bluegrass thing.
That's
Awesome.
interesting.
It's really, really fun. It's an awesome venue, really good folks in Cambridge, New York. And I've been there a few times, Argyle Brewing Company. And that's what I was going to say. Like, that's the point. These other gigs, putting food on the table, helping me get by, that's my job.
Mhm.
Then these gigs we're getting to play on Saturday is like, that's the vision. That's like
Right.
that's what we're trying to get to, is where people are coming to hear this, you know, like, and it's an attentive audience. There's not a bar and a TV, like, and there's nothing. That's a thing too. It serves a purpose.
Zero
But, like,
distractions,
it's
right?
really fun for us to get to go sit to someone listening.
Yeah.
Who wants to hear that stuff. So yeah, that's Saturday, August 31st at 6:30 in Cambridge, New York. I think. To be honest with you, sometimes it's listed as Cambridge, sometimes it's listed as Greenwich. But there's the Greenwich in New York City. It's not that one though.
Just don't put the wrong address in the GPS. So
Yeah.
you're not,
As
you're
long
not
as
late
we
for
get
your own
there, I
show.
don't
That's
care.
it.
Yeah. And then beyond that, we're going to be at the Tuckaway Farm Fest on September 29th. Some format of us will be there playing the album.
Some format of you is at the Garlic Festival on September 14th.
It's
too.
actually these three.
Yeah. Yeah.
3 of us.
Yep.
Looking forward to
Yeah.
that.
So whereabouts? What are some other shows? Tucker's
Playing
Grog's
Tucker's
talking about.
Grog, yeah.
October in Slate. Where's that? Look,
Is it in Caroga?
Okay.
I could be wrong, but
beside Kroger, Slate.
Caroga.
Nice beer joint restaurant. And
Okay.
there. That's sometime in October. They reached out, and then this Garlic Fest, and then also somebody was asking about St. Patty's Day already. So,
St. Patty's Day, 365 days a year. I vote for that.
everybody's a little bit Irish on St. Patty's Day.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah, we get a lot of work then. for sure.
Yeah.
By the way, I love the Lower Tulpa name being from Mohawk. That's awesome.
Thank you. I got to ask. Leo Kinville.
Yeah, it's my father.
Okay. All right. Well, he's a
Let's put it
legend.
this way.
So-
I'm the acorn that fell off the tree.
Yeah, man. Like his voice, dude. I mean, you obviously know.
Oh,
but,
yes.
like,
Trust
the
me.
nostalgia of like I can picture his voice echoing through the speakers of Mohawk.
I can too.
Yeah.
At nighttime, it just keeps me awake.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, no,
Yeah,
he used to be the public address announcer for Mohawk football. That's what he used to do. Yeah.
Oh,
He was,
I didn't know
dude,
that.
his voice, man. Like,
You got right into it too.
you
He loved
sound
it.
like it. You've got it. You've got the.
Well, I
little bit
appreciate
of
it. Thank you. That's I'll never be able to match up to him, but you know, we'll get there.
The echo helped a lot in the stadium.
True enough.
In the field, you know.
Very
You
true.
don't have that in here.
Carson, he's just known as the gum peer. Yeah. So
Yeah, I once had a concussion when I played, and that woke me up. So you know,
Yeah, me too. Me too. I should also mention too. I'm gonna be at the Forever Wild Tavern, which actually was just nominated as best bar for some New York State thing in 2024. But Jenny Smith is this awesome person. I'm gonna be there every Saturday from September to October.
very cool.
September and October, actually. The Forever Wild Tavern out in the same direction. I'm pretty sure it's in Arietta, New York.
Mhm.
Really, really cool spot. Really, really good people run it. And I'll be there every Saturday out in the, just enough where it's like out in the middle of nowhere, and yeah, the Forever Wild Tavern.
Cool. Very cool. So how about website socials so we can keep up to date with you guys?
I think right now the best option is Bandcamp. I don't know if you have heard of Bandcamp, but
At one
they
time at
essentially
Bandcamp?
they give you
I went to band camp.
Bandcamp is a website
Oh, okay.
that like you can set up your own website and the music is available for sale for whatever price anybody wants. You just download it. If you want to download it for $0, 10 cents, $100,000, whatever you want to do. Like you can do
I
that.
go for door number
You wanna
3.
listen to it free? I don't got a tip jar big enough for that yet, but yeah, bandcamp.com/Carson Murphy, and you'll find it.
Okay.
Cool. How about socials for Carson and for Tucker's Grog?
I'm the Carson Murphy on Instagram, and just follow my musician page on Facebook, Carson Murphy. Please do that.
How about Tucker's Grog?
I'd go with the Scott Hartman page on Facebook.
Okay.
I have Tucker's Grog page, but it's a pain to navigate between the two
Yeah.
because it's
Facebook.
Weird.
Yeah.
it just doesn't. It's not fluid.
Right.
So
Not very user friendly at times.
no, it's not.
Get on that.
And Instagram, I'm not on yet. But
Yet.
Getting there though.
That's okay.
we're getting.
You'll
We're
get
working
there.
on it.
You'll get there.
I think that's a positive trait.
Yeah.
Okay, so in just a few short moments here, we're going to be showing a performance that you guys have put on here in our Studio 25 studios. We talked about Hallelujah Don't Hurt. That was the first song. Tell us about the second song.
The second tune is the second song that we played is called Alchemy in the Key of G. That's the one that I made the typo on this disc here. But that one to me, like Hallelujah came first, and I've always said when we talk about it, like this Hallelujah was like the spearhead of the project. It had enough inspiration in it to kind of get you the rest of the way, kind of, or at least a couple more songs out, just off the pure like feeling of like that's good, and it inspires to make this project more. And that was one where it was like, all right, that was the first one that came out. Like I said, it kind of just fell out, and that was more so my style. I would say the way I'm strumming in that, I hadn't like fully, like I was still getting used to playing with them. And I think that one's a good blend of like the kind of songs I've written in the past with this beautiful organic bluegrass sound behind it. And then Alchemy was kind of me thinking I want to write one for Scott and Meg now, like, and kind of literally off of what's the Blackberry Blossom, right? It's like there's a bluegrass instrumental that they showed me how to play, and it's still really tough to nail now. But there's like a couple of those that they showed me and we would play, and so I was kind of just like, all right, I understand the format that they just showed me. It's kind of like there's a part and a B part, and you go back and forth, And I was like, I'm gonna write one for them. I want one like clearly like their style. So that's what that one was. It was like I came up with the two parts. And like it took me a bit. That song was really the first thing where it was like, all right, I'm the choppies. It's more down. It's more all downstrokes and bluegrass, and that took me a bit to get. And but it's fun to be like, oh, I'm writing in a different style. It's inspiring to feel yourself, whether it's new to anybody else. It's new to you.
So
So
it creates a whole new vein of creativity.
yeah, it's like, oh, I've never opened this door yet in all these colors. So that's what that one was. And the lyrics are just kind of stream of consciousness gobbledygook that sounds
It's awesome, though. That is awesome. Well, there you have it. Right from the horse's mouth, right? So when we come back, Carson Murphy and Tucker's Grog take the stage. We'll be right back.
Visit My Little Falls and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the city and the area. Our mission is to generate interest in the community and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store, listen to our country music streaming radio station, or sign up for a weekly newsletter. Stop by today at mylittlefalls.com. You'll be glad you did.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carson Murphy and Tucker's Grog.
Early in the morning, I pray for
All right, that's all the time we got for this episode. We want to thank Carson Murphy and Tucker's Grog once again for coming on, and we will see you next time on Put 'em Like in It, Rock and Roll.
That was not rock and roll.
That's what it was.